yen kasa enfantre Canada Japan and then the supporters ewo kwanya omo afa so a omo ye omo campaign because kwa omo afa so omo ye campaign no ense emfata because eye den a ye nyina ye MPP fo into so ye MPP ni there now we ye campaign say sabio o hwehwe ni po mra medi MPP anima ehun hia say sabio ubeka nsema sabio and this if for no enka sama miracles e dey be go about no e do so pa emuso ewa eye no nkwa na miracles kasa fa ho miracles and the echo school back to 2024 kwanya John Mahama fa so escam all Ghanaians abra na nka wo se Ghana for nka ye hwe bibi ye o se de ye ne ya ne se enipa no mkoto abale bebre na no mo ye Gen for munni Mahama dada. So Mahama capitalized on the fact so munim the obey the pen and oye den odi intro e chire. Na near the same way miracles etum somehow don't so from on what is going on in the parliament, what is going on in the MPP, and what is actually now going on in the house of MPP before the election 2028. Now make us all the yemko Niemkoti, Sema, Yeri, Atu, a good from Yeria, Neatua. So, have Ras Media, GH. Subscribe, follow the page too, and like the video. Just comment. Now, to me, I can't. I'm on. Young comment is here.
The 52 days. Na MPP this year call and Nekama Kotwaba, a can defer our different can be deep in 2028 general elections. The other kind aspirants, you know. Candidates, you know, or money actions and inactions or transfers or comments and statements I would saying.
I think, say, in truth, Seminaya, Nanka, you better carry contest way in a better way than we have. Because on here, me opponents back open NDC.
Okay.
MPP ni eminuya. MPP what is a big market MPP
Debbie
me no ya dwen kra me that tombo as na maka masem e kwa me for so me but say me do what them Debbie because I am of the view say MPP ni awasa kra no wa bensi NDC ni but we hear say some of the opponents especially Dr. Mahmoud ba me opponents ni bi e horo na bo so e twini na ya na if you say sebe
ya ne how
hame because ye mu bi wo ho a ye no ye na no pa wie ne nwumre ye gina eko ano a ye kasa ma ye kuo no nti ade bi e be ma ye dwuma ye de no ene e pese asoso me Dr. Mahmoud ba me am communication director me ne openi kan Japan ya adwen a me di na tab me be ka ABCD seni nti na me no ya adwen ma ka me de but obi ho a na why say na oye kremuni na na oye ofikru ha na why say na edi na ten na we dey de kwa e dey na o wini e na obeye o kan we nyina ewie no wini to the extent say the am me yemu hye me kra ne say brohin wakas wona wo kasetia NDC na wo kasa ma MPP no wo to be kasa ma NDC ni fo ayew na MPP fo na omo support ba omo mu na wo kontokwa na NDC fo ni mo tinche. And then Obi Sam say, if one am a biggest opponent, I make a say, omo ham to say, one cast when TMPP do walk at the end is no more no contoko. I dear Bakwe me
107.3
and they say MPP penny for it to me nya akukudro. A share ye about we are yet to at the bar January 31st. If I mean this year December, I didn't care to abano. To be very honest with you, because a obvious say it's an about why ye conti. Ye ni only be wa I didn't care best say and say. It's ye two abanintum ye free wa.
Na bribri ne
Oh, sa kwenye bi anda ho na yakopere. E ho de unim se unu aneme because ye nyina ye nya. But for now dear, look at what some people are doing. Listen to some of their chances. All because of an internal contest.
But if you say normal, and your first time a BSC party, no.
Debbie. And can no. na you may disagree. Ade ba kwa minim say normal competition no. And normal me so ko kind of rocha statement or kind I think is it the 95 conference or 96 conference obefi say on ye na ka say 2025 in some man na wo party ni mu e hard and one that's wo na mo minyi ndi say na tendie ene kasa basa na ye ne sa minyi ndi say na MPP ni to be ko kind this ni asem na MPP ni foforo e na be kontokwa minyi ni say MPP ni to be ka say NDC form betete or no ani nu MPP ni because ono ne yan minyi ni sa nti ye de na me say ye de akwa ehwim kakra. But I can tell you without any shadow of doubt, say, Manante Ganaha. We did Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mako so far almost about 10 regions, 10th region here was we. With the Benihu, with the Maniate. By the grace of God, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be din kunim on 31st January.
107.3.
Becca MPP for Nina boom. On Bear Gorgeous. On Fabi Shenimu.
Yeah.
Onye Dr. Mahmoud because office ade no som ne yesum wie ne ye boa ye ku no nti bia ipofo bi ne ba omu na o ka say ono nni asem nyina ebe ka bom and he will lead us to victory 2028 mpenifo yakọ abato no nyina obie ne wo experience Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo no experience enya aba number of years aba mpempeso o wa ya ade na kwakodu. You can be a young person like Akraba. Look at him, very young.
Yeah.
Obi wa radio ejuma for a very long time. But Akraba is a producer of a major show. Until be a radio be 30-40, but when your opportunity, Emma one single-handedly and producing major show that. And see, even though I'm younger than you, no, Akraba radio ejuma say no, or experience say
yeah.
Because why are they not to a highest level? Which of the candidates in our Ghanaian politics to the highest level? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, none. Why are running mate for 4 elections? 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020. And a wire vice president for 8 years. No one can say a flag bearer for 1 election. Nobody has that experience. Because anemuntuna omunyina pressure ombeso mutu as flag bearers. We to be that.
Okay.
Obien to be. Inti anemuntu no onim baby a potholes wo. Onim baby a air tro. Onim baby a seso dwane. Onim baby a seso nante. Obi any say experience no. Obey flag bearer no real strategy rumor. And ya friend obi say we any say the obi can say and now no ye any say amfa. Mokai.
This time yes sister.
Ye amfa ni say. Na ho fama. Na dibuo. Ne ni swadi ho wo more man no. Ye omuya ye kɔ contest nyina Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia pe na Ghana ni bia betumi aka sɛ ɔse ɔba ɔbɛyɛ si ama teacher for nim dia Dr. Bawumia sɛ ɔba ɔbɛyɛ ama ɔmo nurse for nim businessman nim asɔfo nim obi yɛ de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni nipa out of all the 5 candidates ɔman the biggest chance to win election 2028 and the reason is simple. Ghana ha yaba kɔsɛm ne sɛ obi a wakɔ ɔmampani akonnwa ne bi pɛn no ɔkɔ no ɔne NDC ni and MPP ni over for the first time kwa nipa na no akobi pe no likely so be winning than the no call for the first time. Omampeni ko 4 by 96 on Rollins by now Rollins by second time 96 Omampeni ko follow so even though omo no giant papa we dey no hojo no ho fe already olusu in the year 2000 Omampeni ko came for the second time oba second time no na vice president Atameos just like president Vice President Bawumia. Vice President Atameos eba for the first time. Olusuye. Omampeni Kufuor winning because that was the second time. In 2008, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, no politician was popular than Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the 90s and 2000s. Akufo-Addo no. Oh no 90s and 2000. No, yeah miracles mo. He was an activist, communicator, an advocate, come prako demonstration. Omo na no mo edi enimu mranti na omo leader ade no. No bi enimu no. Ebe ye attorney general, ebe ye foreign affairs minister, or running 2008 with the biggest campaign message any campaign has run in this country 3 years. Still, Olusuye. Why? Because now Oba for the first time. 8 year Professor Melsa, now Oba multiple times.
Yeah.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came for the first time in the year 2024 as a candidate. Olusuye. Because now Oba 8 year John Mahama is excellence here. Wako elections no be 4 times.
Agana for him.
Agana for him no. Enunti NDC for the first time in about 16 years have no choice. They have to drop Mahama, His Excellency, and bring a new candidate. Sa candidate is Omo yi in Tama 2027. last quarter bi onim bre ko de beton ne ho but sambre no na Dr. Mahmood Bawumia waton ne ho 2 years aka dia waton ne ho dada no ho obi enim no yenim ne din yenim nenim yenim bibi free ni ade emu ye den pa o man yimu ye den pa economy ni mu ye den pa Ghana fo dwaye no Dr. Mahmood Bawumia kwa abato no onya about almost about 42% na emu o den pa no it is only 42% no anya hwe krampo no se na emu o ye den no to Dr. Mahmood Bawumia de a ene ye at least utumi de weni bon tete say anya hwe kra no 2028 or you likely so be say atoma Dr. Mahmood Bawumia because na emu o den kra no ye den otoma no nti aka nipa be 9% bi pe nti eka aka 9 pa ye nka no kwa ese Dr. Mahmood Bawumia mie ne no convince o mo say motoma me yi 9% no ebi ni nurse for 150,000 na ma ama ntumi form no ebi ni teacher for na ye o ma ye djuma 1 year weti o mo 3 months no ebi ni mrantie na no mo hwe enim say ye be fa nipa mienu aka ba adwuma bia na o ma ka tefie no ebi ni businessmen na no mo hu o mo less from writer ya to electricity 28% no o mo na fi de Dr. Mahmood Bawumia be mo nyina so nti o mo ye den nto abama no enti ono e ma ye the biggest opportunity to win against any NDC candidate than any of the 5 people the air need to be yeah for Dr. Mahmood Bawumia nkonkoju to me se to me ne ba na nyina yensa ka na de wum bia ye den ya hwe no here.
But do you foresee Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia performing better than that of 2023?
Absolutely. You see, that's why I'm saying say politics is science. Me, I did political science at Legon. The first thing I show in politics, the definition of politics, and whether it is science or art. Politics is science. Poly 101, Legon. Politics is science. Data, the political history, political psychology of the voters, political sociology of the voters. Nina kabomuna determine the future of an election. It is clear. Absolute clear that about 1 year between MPP and NDC, Dr. Mahmood Bawumia be a flag bearer. He will be the only one that is coming for the second time as a candidate against a new candidate from the NDC. He has a better chance of winning the elections. Election be a risk.
Okay.
Election be able to be lose to be winning. And Nipa 5 on why and a risk level no e will low. Dr. Mahmood Bawumia. 31st January presidential primaries. Who will be to more than 60%? Me nim. The minimum say about one. And Brandon say. Wa be win no 50 plus 1%. Hwe abato bie no e so aketwa wom. Aye say football. The yan say obenya win. Say penalty na onya yo. Say free kick na onya yo. So bo video who win ni e bo pare we win no hia. The SN say MPP delegate enye Dr. Mahmood Bawumia dom. Na yemfa nkonibdi ne den emma no on 31st January. Onya nkonibdi ne wi a say 100%, say 90%, say 70%. Na sudie ne so beka nyina bom na yakwakoji to me. And that's exactly what he would do. Mela just say be NDC ni of course. Onu NDC ni kan oka what na say because so wan ye ne hu fia on to me ndi ne hu so ni so nkunim. But you see, year 2024 elections no. First of all, elections bi a enyina ebeja tum say na MPP amayoko ne pese ye bibia abakoso mu bia ye bida. Say aban bi te so na obekọ third time say nsan to ba men na men to so
break is 8 years
obi anye bi da nti eno no your first obstacle. Second one so no say na ye ton ye ho a che ni pakuo bi a omuhu ye niema pa ye bitue nyina asaban ono mani nsan so tua ye sito ye sinto kakra menu nyina be ya dwen se aban bie no asinto ni ne ho nti na nipa dodo na yen sinto no nko no mo hwe se omo de ye toto omampeni John Dramani Mahama ho a yen sinto nko no mo hwe na de no omampeni John Dramani Mahama ya ne se okopie bebi a otie de amanfo no se omo pɛ kan ne ye sinto no omo se ene obeye opposite na mo nti okodu Messi infom na Messi info no se nyina obi apɛ bensa o se mento bonto ba meto bensa mamo no
107.3
okodu edwam na ma no nyina se ye pɛ nyina ye pɛ 1 billion each a on kai for say me ba me ma mo 1 billion monto ba mo ntia banti ya wo mo eno no de ye ne campaign samre ni nyina mu no na MPP de ye nyina ne se ye ton Dr. Mahmood Bawumia di so ade won ne pa wo mo man no emba bebre no krampo no ye kire mo se niam ne bi wo kra wa ye fapem na wie ye ma no kwan a o de dan ni besusu da o man ne tumi e dan akore ni ko hwe ne ma o mampeni ekufu ado ye ni ade me say o pa fe ndisi ni bi abetena ne yen sese ne no one by one. There is no way NDC aban ebetumi know how to MPP Nana Danko Akufo-Addo aban sector by sector but wambra ye ko yenim na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo aban enya successes in every sector na yenya challenges difficulties and so no to mean ento but ye ton yen enyuma pa ye no na mahama nso de oya ne se ofa ye sinto kakra no ina no de kire Ghana fo na waka che o se omo ntumi aye hom omo aye se montoma me ba eya mo samre ni nyina so no na ye kai Ghana fo se His Excellency Mahama ye a all kasanse we ache mu ye nim no oba be yo mampani pen oba ye no mo kai ne ma ye teacher fo mo kai se mo ana mo ye adwuma ma ye adwuma fe ba ko obetua maka no so ntua otua me nsa pe e mo the policy bi ba ya na ye se fe no 3 months pay policy mo kai nurse for mo kai so ye mu bi na nye bia trade union mo kai se papa yi na mo se ne se o ma mo akatua ntumu o se onye e ma doctor for e call strike ka che mo se on fie o mo de on be bi o mo ye on so elections no why so odwemfunu e kasa ne me nyina ba you see emra no mampeni John Dramani Mahama ye o mampeni 2012 through 2013 by 2016 no na Ghana for be 3.5 million bia 2024 no mo di 18 years na fe de o ma ye ready on beto aba no sambre no kra no mo kro no ma no edin a o mani abre pa nkomodie no mo de o ma no tutum no na o mo ye young people doing Mahama Ambreso. In fact obi a 2024 no we di 18 no asa Mahama ye president 2012 no ye 10 years old enti ono no on kai Mahama suni ne ban His Excellency Mr. Obedi His Excellency did the nyina anim ti se bia me kasa bu no wan tese me de aka ho a wa Canada ko se kasa ne me rate me fi enti sa nipa no ono no 18-year old no onim omampeni Mahama enti sa ko ka kire say Mahama na o se oba teacher for be mom automatic placement no oboa esa ne say obey omampeni kan no say ni say do on tiase because oswa on kai no na mom Okai Akufo-Addo challenges onyaye as a result of COVID Ukraine issues a ma dollar if CC the score 40 cities and Okai so just here Okai omampeni Akufo-Addo challenges kakra onyaye in friend saying inflation and Okai
because na ni fi no sa mampani no hu no
we di 18 19 20 Akufo-Addo nim Inti wu no sambre no ye ton Akufo-Addo nyuma pa waye na ya ton do omampani bawumia niam enisade hu owo de ba beto asoro omo ntie yen because sambre na mama hama ya ne se ogura nursing training college na aka chom se Akufo-Addo no mahu oba ya mu nursing friend say allowances no ko oba restore ye no mo so ntua me ya na me buy na me twa nursing allowance nim but sisi ya no se moto oba ma mbi ma me de ba ma mo can you imagine say nipa onu twa nursing allowance bu no osan ba ebe ka kire mo se nipa no no restore no mo ye nipa woni na monto mo no na omo boje no so because nursing trainee na wo school nim sambre no first year second year third year no omampeni Mahama no ye omampeni no be 8 years old 9 years old into ehu no enti sane ma no ene ma dodo na especially the young people and I'm sure you remember on social media how the young people were rooting for him.
Yeah.
And no nema dodo na ko di to Mahama chino. But we knew Ghana for dodo na ye omani afini nyina nim say papa ye nim no dada. Ye nim ni so ni ne ban. On fa na sam ni no se en yo.
O ka sem a woni so.
Eso de o kan de oye. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. If I say President Mahama pipi aban, but ye nkosa line. Enkotomba ama emajo Mahama His Excellency. Esanse ye nim so no. Even though MPP di mekwashi ye no on the one obe potokra ade atare ye ni so enu nti ema MPP fo ana Ghana fo mu nim se between friends of Mampeni Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a better option say there be MPP fo no say ya mom ya ntwe o maso kakra wa home ti be o mo de toto on beto so a wa home beto so a ye den ayenti ya ntwe o maso kakra no mu nsuo bibi mfirim se na be ya nepa na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia hyehyɛ so de be man no obetumi oba obetumi e de seriousness aye den aka ho no aye den wa yamaye enunti yankoto abakra over 2 million yankoto abakra ntu de opa akɔhwɛ electoral results no obehu sɛ omampeni Mahama wenya abadodo obi a mekanide no hu ni vote bi no nya no 2020 no almost the same I think just about 150,000 in a beka ho in 2024 and so MPP die no 2 over 2.5 million de omo mpia mbeto abakra that's the difference What it clearly means and say a lot of the Ghanaian voters in the Mampini Mahamano decided say no. See the Ababa party and Quebec in because you perceive a tree MPP so but I don't just say the dog. Because you say also no by a day.
That's it.
Into wasam now di kan kai no the amaka ni nyina ba besi wasam no so say the na Ghana for person we say na ye ni da so wo so no eso niama na ye pese mo ye ban no eso no kre mo ye free SHS man e ma Ghana for millions etumi nya school mu kwan ye dan ekoya ene mo hiani ene sikeni ba tumi nya dan ba ko de etine mu enya eni da so mo ye akwan over 13,000 kilometers e bin si da one government no kre mo ye man factories amusisi ye mo ye man health sector niama mo ye man munti ene nipa be 5 million no muni national health insurance oba be ka ho nya gidi wo be ka ho munti ene owo ko bi ewo kasapepe kra adadwo yetumi nya drones e de anti snake fenese serum e de ebren munti emba na kwa wo so anadwo na moje tuo mo ye nya moja ewo mo chips compound ne omo clinic no ene drone de moja e de ebro mo nti mo hato ye gitum ni na mo ye man na mum edru baby no na ho kira ba na nke pese mo ye ne mama ko bienu ba mo ntie bi ko mutimu ye mo de ekokoye mo se esane se ene pa ma ye na man ni nti no de mo pe bia mo tibi de ayen aye nti ye ni so de mo ye man ni nyina na mum embra ye ka kire mo se mo ye reshuffle of ministers mo ntie bi ko na mutimu aye mo de na ye mo se de amo ya man ni nti no mo so mutibi ye de amo pe embra ye ka kire mo se mo yi 11 free ho na ye ho hehe kakra no mutimu ye mo de na ye mo se ene pa mo ye man ni nti mutumi ye de amo pe embra edru bebi e kai se munye sakra kakra betting tax ne de munye free on na mutimo ye mo de nti mo ntie enu nti even though ma ye niama ma ye ni aso ye nya ya nka mo nko position kakra na mo hu se emu awram se ne be ya samu ba bie mu a intentem so
lessons be over
and pa ma shisha man no be ya man bro here to be very honest and fair with you 1 year down the line I can tell you without any shred of doubt say Senka MPP sa 4 years yamba metro opposition akawa ha yen third term na ye no anka Ghana for kran shede hu eso eniso yi papa bi because ene nurse ni na o man pere John Dramani mama ko ka kire ne se obema no automatic posting no on no ye demonstration tia no under 1 year you I didn't know ye demonstration because o man pere mama ne na ban say mo 150,000 na mutifie na mo wogidie se me se me ba me automatic post no me ni sika me de be ma mo afam nti mo no 150,000 by the do me to be afa 6,000 pe sika me wo no me de koto plane na me to be a fried rice na me to be dware wo me to be fam adwuma ti sadness no wedwa ene no o sese a o de o mampeni Muhammad de ne beto nchen no de MPP de no so ye de ekufa de ato nchen no say eh minimum anka nokre kakra wo mu ana ekufa de nko yedie ba me hwe dia papa de ye media ka me tire ekufa do ho anka kakra because wo hwe nurse for do ekufa do aban fire in 8 years now the compare nurse for do Mahama number 1 by of fire which mean who say no on you obi obetumi abo nurse for ana nurse no hu Mahama ni so ni ne binder afi we hu nti enei si yakɔ ne hobiem ne ne kɔkasa ne ye de Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia eni so ade hu no e mana obetie ni yie sense ne nan ko betie ni 2024 no kitchen ni na ye promise no automatic placement no ne o sisi obesisi ni yie hwɛ emranti a omuni adwuma ye wo kroma ana na dan ko kufodo na all building factories hwɛ automated automotive industry hwɛ number of car companies almost about 7 abind the krom ho a omo ye friend is saying car assembly no man yimu ai now enu so nti o mampani ekufodo eden sakra ba MVTI ko hwe Ghana fo a nkolawo omusua state of the art omo ye auto mechanics omo wo simulation centers because omo wie school na omo automotive companies omo ye
ejuma ho menya direct
o mampani mama ko ka kire so we momo 3 shift system 3 shift system me ba Ministry of Local Government by this time about 8 bombe ye ejuma ejuma bi a wo ministry ho no mpa miensa ba be ye nti me di mienu ba be ka ho 133 bank no anajo 2 am omo ya advert a ye tro check mo bi anajo 2 am so ko bank akoko ye enu nti e be fa ejuma Omampeni Muhammad to be Gina Ghana for him. I want manifesto launch. I say, a being a new tombo here catch a Ghana for say, so by your Mampenia nightclub, ever run it 24 hours. She said, and a pub 10-11. Obe rub boomerang nightclub near Bosso. And it's a Bema Ghana for you, Jumaye. NDC chairman General Mosquito ekache yen say techiman kwaso organize or organizing the Juma techiman highway no obey Juma 24 hours into e machu 2 obeko no ye Juma honorable Felix Kwache Fosu government communications minister kache say watch for beton watch anajo na we young person na woni Juma ye na wo koto ba parties mienu baako afi no hye wo bo say economic strategies are media to akwa emu nti bigusu a me fixing your man time we are turning the corner o ka say do December no na say we are turning the corner into unya botema e be yi e be fa wadwuma versus the ono obey o mampeni na usua nti wenhu no o ka che say me ba edwuma bia me fa wo nipa mienu aka ho no ma ye edwuma nti wo benya bia ye say 800,000 public sector workers or say e be 133 what it means is that or the nipa 1.6 million e ba be 800,000 so we a young person and when anka beto ma no exactly but any obi ababe hu say eso de omo kaye about 25 economy and eso de ne omo ka and you omo ka che say some be ye obeye omampani a obema industries and factories no off peak
yes
time of use electricity tariffs
nkani abo be ba
say ne be ya on betuna ye adwuma na jodo be expand budget omo kan mienu omo budget 9 omo kan mienu be bie ni wife e show budget rim say on ba be ye nti nei sa young person na wa ba be hu omampani Muhammad suni ne ban ne ndi suni ne ba na onnim no ene ye kono woni ne kokasa obetie na sopem sese na obetie na no
okay
nti se me yi wano a wato me bo ase pa wo na ma chekire wo mu se eno ene ma menye gidie se 1 year down the line I have no sadness in my heart.
Okay.
All I have rather is joy in my heart. Say the future looks brighter for the new Patriotic Party and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
But critics because macroeconomic indicators show green. By inflation, I drop it to single digit. By CD to dollar. Nya bibi on betu imagine so I try do mo aka say aban ne buy wa bibi.
But me kase me chiro and I like it. Me prepare say what they your friend is saying sase mo yaba. To boss ne tie me yie pa.
Me tio pa me wadaje.
The essence of macroeconomic indicators and say e be show away abrab. And your nominal figures na keke wo. So what we
anya ba akum yiri
me send out text message say bono hene ma send text message e chena wo 1 million na de chena 1 million na me da account ma wenya so faso
debi
but wo figures na say 1 million and I was able to be said you biska na yes ya te wo no wase me nsan kan yo so wo ba ya te me anko nipa ne wallet ma onye ska bia that is what the NDC economic indicators are. There's a big contradiction in what the NDC is doing in terms of the macroeconomic management and the reality on the ground. And now I know can say what my way mean. I dear be a dua nebo and cost room home you if we January 2025 and NDC Babem.
I dear be a tombia
abom. This I won't say ban saying and inflation. Every 23% as of January 2025, about 6%. And so, a debia bokosro. So, inflation and let's say the end even though inflation can be coming down, but you still have increase in prices. The inflation chair say a quiet fast one near money bo a pejano.
In 10 terms,
no. And cosa inti ebia and canano. Mobefa buy mono. Na near Echo in 23% or hanchi chemo do numiensa 10 and all to 100 cities next one take 123 cities but what's a wo buy no sisi ya no e contentam or hanchi chemo insia pe 6%. What it means is that ade ananka bosume no a movie called ebia 123 cities no wo under one no bosume na call 106 and yet ukohwe dwaso na hwe yema boa no 100%, 150%. So there's something wrong. Milk nketwa no ana katen ne ye be e bia 140 Ghana cedis as at January 2025 no ene e ko 240 Ghana cedis
107.3
cement oba mu na cement 42.5 hour e be 85 Ghana cedis e 120 Ghana cedis. The list goes on. It is about the inflation about 1%. Na niema me tone bo
kwane
kosoro me no sa economic indicators na kan how does it benefit me? Between 23% inflation metal cement 85 cedis and 6% inflation metal cement 120 cedis dey now pay. And say me fa inflation 23% na metal cement 85 cedis. Dan say inflation about 6% na metal cement 120 cedis. Me boa. That is the problem. Those are the issues we are talking about. And I'll tell you why. Situation akwakoyesa. The end is for gina ya artificial. You see inflation o. Say o nya nkrofo butom na omu nyeska inflation be kofam. Because they know onyeska, you see inflation the demand and supply and so affect no. Say nipa say so we ho. Na say nipa do beto no betumi akosoro but nipa enye ska meton so no because abai yi scan free system nim enuti ade ne siwa ye nto nti nipa ne bete so se na be den
betumi ato
kofo mo budget na hwem omo ankasa expenditure mo so be capital expenditure o man spend 30% impo. Ministry of Finance sika so the ministries in the department and agencies no dey on farm more. All the ministries are complaining.
Why?
Because of the mamwa mu betua contractors ka contractors business ka no mu de didwa omu didwa inflation no untumi piano nkofam into artificial say the buyer paper so no but that's what I see. Community of local government secondary cities projects Canada ho by yen spend it yen fam omu use the whole year soko projects Canada will be use the whole year because all release this kana contractors be adwuma ye betua contractors in this car you best spend it. You spend it. It means that sky will liquid was system nim demand be cost. Demand no cost of course. Of course.
107.3.
That is the one side though. The second side is that yeah, person the dollar back from them people who say you buy any dollar back from see currency management no. Ya we say Ghana ade ba ko pia you see the na ho de coffee member dollar cost we no nyina imports.
Okay.
Because yenye a lot of
economy.
Yes, ye producing man bebre wa ha. Inti bosumi bia no ye pesca. Ne da kokra ne ma ye den. Afia brochira ba bosumi bia ye nam. Ne ye pesca. Fuel nko about 2 years ago na fuel nko bosumi ye be over $400 million. Ne da to fuel nko awu. Ne ma aka nyina am kai. Inso kra bi wa ye kraba Ghana. Inti it was quite obvious say we need to do something about it. So what we needed to do as a country is what Ekufuado Bawumia government started. Say, yempe kwembi ni make sure say nyoma dodo na ye use no. Ye be no kroma.
Okay.
Say na be abosome so a dollar dodo a ye hia ekokra ne ma ba na esobete. Because nyoma ni bebre wa ye produce wa ha nti no ehun ya say because dollar no say bosome no so na say ye pe bebre akokra ne ma ba e na ma ne bo no koso no. Koye pe dollar ebi ni ho
demand ye high
nti wo ba na me kura me say ne me ma 15 cedis opako onso wo pe because wo koto ne ma ba nti na wato na ekwa na ekosoro ba ye produce ne ma ne wo ha wo nkokra ne ma ne mma nti bosome ne so a ne ma ye be hia dollar atoba Ghana ebi e kakra bi nti e be ma na ho de na ye den akofem. That is why the Ekufuado Dr. Bawumia government decided say yan to ye boase ne yan hyehye ne ma ne kakra ene mo de kofa gold reserves. Your friend is saying Bank of Ghana gold buying purchasing program you buy to build our gold reserve. Yeah. Now it will be my easy money day I do. As at 2023 or so, there were a total of just 8 tons. If independence be 2023, 8 tons of gold in a war in reserve. You be fear be December 2024 near 32 tons of gold in gold reserve. Omampeni Mahama enum ton e ka kire say ade abako ama yesika ne mo yedru. A free January 2025 be pemne a Bank of Ghana reserves meboa. Yeah. But these are systems and strategies as a worker we ya. It take time. Oh, by building industry, you know, it takes a while before you be able to have enough production to balance out and meet the demand of your people. In the NDC4, send a buyer who say a man come for time and a bobo, ye nkola na bobo no. This are kwaba mo kaya inter schools. ye were defenders bi a ball like ese so oboko ne nim keke
no oboko wiem
nanka a free AC ni mu no ball no ye ball na be wiem a obetwe de nan abo no oso ko ye damboleshi unu damboleshi
odan no
ball no pa obeto from obeso na ball no nko be bia ye
ne jira ba bi o
ne ya ball no ya hyen eni bi na ndisi for ye no man can for economy a man can for economy yeah niema artificial na inflation figures no look good na dollar any forex exchange no look good na Ghana for months mumayen to hell with the effect on the economy. But you see, every economic decision I will take bia no ehun
sunsanso to the ordinary Ghanaian yeden
ehun sunsanso to the ordinary Ghanaian say abosi okan spare parts dealer makola importer na o importing niema fi abrochireba rice ni niema ode ba no niema oton obi oton spare parts na de no okra niema fi abrochireba no okoto no niema no in June if you abrochireba no now the dollar na free 14 about 10 enti oto dollar 10 cedis no do kofa niema no de yeden e buy by the time niema na take it by 6 weeks and now my proswa e bedu Ghana okra free port no na dollar na move free 10 cedis e go back to 30 cedis
that means waboka no
it is okasa or the 10 cedis no be ton wa obeboka enti enka ne na dollar na 14 cedis no not ton ade no 2 cedi enti nka na normal circumstance na June dollar na ba 10 cedis no anka so to mete so eba ebia 80 pesos but okokra de mane ne mane bedu Ghana no dollar na say move back to 13 cedis enti even though ono businessman no oto dollar at 10 cedis no on to me ton ma on to me use 10 cedis in your conversion in ton ma 80 pesos so eboka enti still ano ejina 10 cedis na yeden 1 cedi na ejina na because oteso a obeboka afa waton sa consignment de wie na okoto na mefi abrochira ba no okọ bank biom sa monsan sisa dollar mamia almost 13 cedis no asesa osesa ye no odu abrochira okoba niamane nam transit ase aba 10 cedis nti afa businessmen no omunye sure bibia dollar ne be yeden ebegina se 10 o se 11 o se 13 o because in 6 weeks about 10 in 11 weeks that got 13 cedis in another 5 weeks that about 12 cedis into nimbe bia dollar ne yeden because you see an dollar no sebe ko suru sebe ko femo ejira Bank of Ghana sikaro do omde be yeden omde be share economy nim esa ne say businessman nim dollar ni jina brenti ono ode ne bibia jina 13 dollar na about 10 kra oton ne niam no at 13 dollar na 11 kra oton niam no at 13 and even though dollar move for 14 cedis about 10 cedis no the businessman doesn't know how to react to it until be price region no e ho region na osan page mu because usuro se chine bi se Bank of Ghana ntumi enya dollar fa ma be shemu a wa hana problem aye den aba achara mo ati ase when me breaking it down pa breaking it down pa that is the reason why dollar move for 14 cedis in January and this for ba be mu about 11 cedis and so still
normal be
kwa na yede e bibi ejina de jina and and so kwa na yede because the Ghanaian businessman is not sure because and yes you see say dollar be from this is what happens wo industries no e produce no more reduce import no na che say we see the now what they yede e by nay no it's say e artificial industries e produce production and cost rate ye go so kan yama dodo na ye kra the Bank of Ghana ya ne say mo kan yama fi abroche no bo so mesu another dollar na bremo inti mo businessmen na e benefit sika for na e benefit
na hian for no e be cost atre
because dollar ne ba wo de ba 10 na sikani no ono wa ton nyina o twen ya call level na wa ton aton back when you 1 cedi profit
hey
of course that's right when you 1 cedi profit na sa dollars na Bank of Ghana mo de buy na sa na ma say pia me no ka say o ma pump $10 billion
$10 billion
no they share economy nim whilst they are doing that let me show you the other effect Ghana Revenue Authority ebre because you see Ghana Revenue Authority this is what happens 107.3 say also more peggy duties no $1 into $2,000 now yes we do so we buy a charge on nsesa you the same $2,000 na come on your budget no the 15 cedis and our exchange rates into our project say omenya 2 billion cedis because say nipa 20 the car ba no mu year be translate into maybe 2 billion cedis and then you know more artificially no more ankasa aban na wo mo the dollars na be good system ni mama businessmen no and at dollar no so and almost the bar, it's almost sure about the stability, they are not passing it on to the producer. And ama and you know, GRA so
revenue target and
of course, now say 15 cities now the year way, and I see about 10 into Usika and swat 3 cities until you're not getting the revenue target. Remember, say, Usika bina was ubenya from taxes, you know, and now they are share near my house obey, acquire house obey. Any school there also be see. When just can obey the see. Number 2, Sankaye and economy na kasa. And organically, grow na dollar neighbor femanka. What will happen is, once the dollar is going down and the city is gaining strength, it will be because of production. Once production is going up, there will be more employment. And now once production is going up, ubenya taxes in free ho.
Yeah.
It is a dollar no cost from crowd or port crowd. It's not a production cost on internet. You'll be getting your money from production because the Ghanaian businessman will producing more as a result of the economic growth. Will be paying more taxes. Because you have 1 cedi on 1 bottle, then will produce 3 cedis. So bet you have 3 cedi. It is how losses been now from exchange rate losses. No, from production. When you have way economics and non market no, and more be and fajago be and that. But because any umbusi real sector no, which is the industries any production na no, and to mean community artificial nti. Odola no swate. So you are not producing. Nti GRA omunye scanning from her and omunye from her and they are suffering. You know what the government is doing? And they they are sweeping state institutions' accounts. No, we do salaries. Ghana airport, Ghana
airport,
and no, we do salaries. And
but how do you survive
that is the and a teacher need be a 1 year. And so you turn on 1 month. Because I this car because year into me, yes, cannot. Me say, as at 2024, now. Tax revenue to GDP about 16%, and now drop it to 11%. Criminally managed economy, no. Need to be 16% tax, and I drop it to. So you see now what is happening? They say GRA is the government is not getting the needed revenue as a result of more policy intervention of artificially managing the economy. They are not getting the needed revenue to pursue government agenda. And the government and kasa buying and kasa project or one in the programs or one to me fund it. Salary continue to very to me afford on one project. This is the reality of our economy, and that is why ubemu dollar kofem, inflation kofem, and so still Ghana for bread. Into mean to a teacher for, into mean finance for you, into mean for teacher for you, docon bo kosro, spare parts bo kosro, and you want see you to me atifu also as a result of dollar strength, and so transport fares kosro.
Yes, it run no pane bonko, and you run bonko,
and you want. And you want Ghana Hanin can see a tifu also pay, but it is rather going up. And you want that's a reality.
Right, we have to feel what I can. I assassin 107.3, assassin 98.5 for Kumasi, assassin 89.7 Tamale, assassin 103 Cape Coast Mining City Radio 89.5 for Takwa Firma Radio 103.3, Kofodia Strong 101.5, Achimoda Community 103.3 Achimoda. Honorable Dennis Miracles Abuaje da so ha quickly you heard radio see wo man mrase wodwafi dom kumano ana muntu obi o mutu ye e wo man mrase wodwafi efa pandai rerana parliamentary crata koma yisi se omo hwe na yenkoto aba foforo e wo pandai de dikan dom kumano omo posha e wo man mrase wodwafi mra no honorable na eto sen ana muntu o mutu ye no
I think say in the midst of the constraints, senior a bina chechero mon say go bachi any situation on moment there. Ubi semi America say there asiso mo ya no mo ye no. Because sebe your numbers this one.
Okay.
Nti omo bule yen ya no ndwom. Na yen kai say parliament no a political chamber. Parliament when e hon ye court. E ho mo go nyina politicians. Nti there are political rules and tools. And who are not deploy, their job as an opposition party is to let their voices be heard.
Of course.
Opa befa, opa wonfa. Na me the parliament in Sema Yafemu in the past 8 years and then ababedi 9 years. I got 10 years in a swa abambagwen.
The speaker?
Yes.
Why?
You see, never in the history of this country, in a parliament, I chaotic. I during the tenure of Ambagwe, the right honorable speaker. Never. And it is because of his level of bias. he's too partisan or you're too partisan.
Oh, yeah, this is too much.
Speaker say nyina do baby a omo ye statement like omo de mpenidie bem ne ade on the NDC nsem na the NDC for pebia na ya mom NDC no kaso omo ye boni bia omo ye political party o NDC no they are a political party first before a government, just as MPP is a political party. Political parties here omo adwuma ne se mbre bia no omo di omo opponents nkunim ti sa omo ho kwan a omo be yusu. And that's what the speaker is doing. But
sir, critics say Tamale High Court in ruling, and based on the ruling, no also declare seats in vacant.
And yet the same speaker, and I just Chikwesi as embrace or kind say, so long as I just Chikwesi any court processes now or quarter,
still of execution also.
And the same speaker, saying. Remember, say when it was Jesse Kwesi's case, he still took a chaotic decision.
Yeah.
The same speaker now comes back in the same parliament or leader no and take a contradictory decision, makes a contradictory ruling in a bizarre manner. May the parliament blame Nina Emma Speaker of Parliament. In any case, you are the leader of the house. When I say the leader of the for the house.
Referee.
It is Adiana Uncle Yene say, oh, Untian for Nancy film, Nas Camishes, the Biba, unso was to Quimby. A seminal a ya no was the Janetiama, a couple say,
acquire friends, second deputy. A four, who a Germano. Now, the Abaye Basabi, a ya, Naso Abetinum, Naso Kani Bibi, no Adandan Nibi. All the chaos is the speaker. We have to call him out. It is him. We have to call him out because anyone say parliament or parliamentary service or parliamentary service. Ah, now you muye juma in parliament. Now a chairman of the NDC so parliamentary service board. Not chairman of the NDC so. Now parliamentary service board and I say more boy near legislation board now. So what did the MDC opposition party no chairman better now? Why won't we have chaos? So maybe to be very honest, if you are controlling parliament or leading parliament and you are unjust, unfair to the people, to the minority at all times, results are being
right.
Maybe also tape will be Mrs. Maybe you be the home come.
And so that's why we're resourcing the Economic and Organized Crime Office and the other anti-corruption institutions, including the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And recently, there have been some controversy with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. I think it's premature to call for the closure of that office. The unique thing about that office is it is the only anti-corruption agency that has prosecutorial powers to be able to prosecute themselves without going through the Attorney General. And so people had mistrust for the Attorney General because the Attorney General normally is a member of government and is a minister of state. And so they believe that the Attorney General will be very, very reluctant to prosecute his own. But if there's an independent office like the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it won't matter who you are, because they have security of tenure and they have prosecutorial powers, whether you're a member of government or you're a member of a previous government or you are anybody who has
right. What Mampai John Dramani Mahama. But the man for say a day in a bebama Mampai John Dramani Mahama say a prima say ye be the Office of the Special Prosecutor free for abra majority leader any Dafia Mopo majority chief whip omo the private member bill be call my yimra so Jofi say yenyi office of the special prosecutor in Freehold, knowing very well say government business be because so my Jofi biano majority leader no any lead sa business no e won wakakra
maka say mama ni nim dada ye nim dada ndi we yo sa no be
je trekeshi
ono sa sa no tie ye new thing no any enti ene yo mo ye ma hye o mo ra ho na ye genzies na no mu nim no na afi na ye kan yo mo nti afi no mo experience no ba am there that's a
so because at least why they say or see train na the office of the special prosecutor and
any other any head of government business no or the parliament with that bill. Don't forget say what cabinet leader of government business or parliament or cabinet. And before leader of government business at the bill be ever parliament no more discuss what cabinet that
so what the care the home come
oh yeah way na say na ba say na na o ka asem na 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 de no parliament I don't coincidence no
so twin who free mu
and na de no call de na o ka na de no call parliament wo de hu coincidence no wan ka na ndro wan ka na nansa enne ya o ka na ya na de no call parliament eso de oka ene do ye oka se hwesoro ahwefem oka se hwefem asesoro that is who he is and obi over expectation for bia of the president Mahama na we nim the level of faith or because son here anyone say leader of government business majority leader as say member be a TH back bench be na erezi bill no two leaders no when you chief whip no more erezi bill zoni mo what with that into ugidi enti me there to be very honest with you back hadada say ye de o minor mom so mo hwe no mo se so mo hwe so mai o mebu ho akonta nti de o mpeso mo ye bia o mo ye emre no so a o mebu ho akonta ye nyina ba betia says a Ghana Hano, you can't take Ghanaians for granted. That you can be deceived. You kofobe you do when you sweat no na Ghana for achwaso. Enti me no as an opposition party am pese me ba mu de. Me omo ye na me de. Omo nsɛ no. Te se no omo nsɛ na. Ye to omo fanya Beti.
Someone coswa
na day. Hey, and this for am I distracted? Am I carried away to say Chim Craven Omutima Omode?
No ma
from no more refium home. Then it's more Mokacha and say Ombegu and the MPP no. That's a Wutimunya would de Emma no man froa. Aka would be beer on in Kukuduka say party a Ghana ha oha chichemu eduanan mienu eta o machi no wo begu no na wunya say woni mo woni oha chichemu eduasia mpo you don't even have 60% of the support to the country iti media be catch before nyina say mon kama kuma nto mo yem e ma yem so NDC for no they ɛnyɛ nyina waga na nyina na support omo ni 60% mpo ama tumi aba ama wetumi nya ko na ne unya 80% yanka beka den 56% na wo na wotumi ka so begu MPP na 1992 na parliament ye ni nipa ba ko mpo ho ana eye rubber stamp mu nyina mu ye ndisi for no mutumi go MPP 1992 na ye ndisi for kwa na parliament mutumi go MPP na mu go MPP 1996 omutumi go MPP na ye nipa say na ye be nipa system bibi
57 as 67
omutumi go MPP na NDC for no aba enya abato no mawini abato no no bi awini bi da omukwa no mawini aba wo abato o my way mu hwe ya to aba mako enkono 9 elections since 1992 and this for the D can call first 192 opaque elections you modi win first one.
Yeah,
out of the 9 elections NDC winning 5 MPP winning 4 omo nchan ya obibi the only reason why into mo winning 5 if they say omo no can winning first one no don't nchan ya hey about ya ko nyina ye no mo oni omo nyina ko ne pepepe ye winning 4 we winning 5 then na the chain I nti ma otimu ye oda to the extent say utumi bi o anoka say o man peni ma ama na obon trokana ne ma boy ye din even though inflation code fem no on ko third term etimo de be no what kind of delusion is that? I refuse be no. Say utumi nya akukuduro kasa wugu NPP na wo ya hwan. Nti Ghana for 4.6 million no moto Obama MPP no. On betena o sa hwe ha because we 6 million. Na difference between 4.6 million and 6 million 1.7 million. It is so because of 6.6 million. It's 4.6 million ye ni ano. I don't see what me yakukudo ukola. How dare you?
What is Sauti Sasophobia started? Kase Yema John Mahama Tete moi. Eto say.
Omo ya mambofo. Beni omampeni no. Dia dan say ya ku attempted coup bi ko no so no. Unu dey buy
Sunday
yes, unu dey see here. Na ni team any he was very popular. Very popular country Benin fo nyina pe na sem boje ne so. E ma ni team be any de. Na see ya aso for start a civil society organization. Oh the way I connect there. Oh yes say ma obi ka ho na wokọ ni ade wo ya ade ye bo yetuma wonko sa to aso university no na soja for tu no when he made changes or he changes to the constitution to allow him to go
for another term any 3 days na soja for etu no so etu ya it is omopa omontra here. You see emrane ya hyehe enye wonko na sebi unim nyansa wo man nim ene wonko Kwame Nkrumah kura bese nko na wo Kwame Nkrumah na ofa hodie maaye no oye ni die wie no ko na wo. How dare you think that the entire country is for you because you won one election? How dare you? Ya kana mu hwenu what did I do this only abecho na me obeche me kwa my odena ba Kwame Nkrumah wu years still ya da so wonko form kasa Ghana Rollins abre so kwa no twe ma ba bonten bo omahan mu mpire wo toilet mienu ne yese nti ya chew ne abo wo ma
nkrofo businesses watch matches ya de good no Rollins Crabes nko otimi ya onye
unsuro
debi
107.3
ede na be me enye fiase na de mbeko omo mu ba ye na no mo e ba ye koye kofo mu nyina so mu da jail onye emra ne se metumi kama dwen opade apese oye bia ntro bia apese oye bibia apese o chechire to me so na anya ho kwan tete ye me ko bi foforo beba aden ekufado mo meye koye ni ha ekufado dems used to be the advocates of the time. Some people thought say ye tete ekufado mo ne ye come na tum da mbotwe mo ni ade ne ye come na tum a it would lead to omono keeping quiet and lead to all of us also keeping quiet. That's what some people thought. The Dambotres, the Ekufados have come to pass. There are the miracles and co also still speaking. There will still be more people coming to speak after us.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, abusuamfo yewura miracles aboagye na yate ne nka no. Sɛde ɔkyerɛ no, kyerɛ mu yie pa. Abato na yɛkɔto no yɛkɔto de apenkunimdie de ama yewura Dr. Bawumia. Ɔsɛ ma yewura mfiri. Sɛ andisi for threatening ne ɔmo yɛ nyinaa no enkosi aga ɔsan so kama ɛte ho ase sɛ to be honest with ourselves the ɔmo yɛ nyinaa yɛ artificial. They have done nothing good and time will tell. Meda mo nyinaa se ɛne mo brɛ yɛbɛsɛ share higher Ras Media GH. Like the video, subscribe to the channel and become part of the Ras Media family. Machi mo nyinaa until we meet again. Adios.